My name is Bas van Oppen, born here in Delft and grow up in a small village near Utrecht, and in a lovely family, loving parents. I have a brother, I have a younger sister, and we like to travel in the past, and one of our travels was also in Turkey. Beautiful country, and when I came back in the Netherlands, when I was 23 years old, there was actually a bookshop near my house where I lived at that time, and there was a sign on the door which says Bible and Koran course, and this was very interesting. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'm in Rotterdam. There's a lot of Muslims. There's a lot of different nationalities. So I went in and I asked, what is this course about? I said, oh, welcome. How are you? Do you want to become Muslim? I said, well, just give me some information. What is this? He said, well, come on Sunday. We will give you a course about the history of the Bible and the history of the Quran, the Islamic Quran. I said, okay, I will come. I said, well, here is a book, 2 books. One book was about Islam and science, and one book was about the Bible. And I went home and I read this book, very small book, about the miracles of Quran. So it was about scientific findings which they also found in the Quran. And it was my first time that I actually explored Islam. There are many Muslims in the Netherlands, but they did not really explain Islam to me. But this book was, for me, was just amazing. That the universe was created from one point and expanding. And this was also in the Quran, this verse that Allah is talking about. I'm expanding the universe and I'm still expanding. Can you not see this? And I thought, well, indeed, that's correct. So I was making notes about all these verses, about how the sea is dark below, and how the mountains go into the earth. That this is so interesting. And I was always interested in science, but I thought this is not possible to combine science and religion. And this was my first time I saw, hey, there is a religion which is actually also scientific. So this was really, really interesting. I went back to this bookshop. I think I was still studying at that time. I was studying in the university, business administration, but I couldn't go to study anymore. I had to go back to this shop a day in the night as well. I went there till 3 in the morning talking about Islam and about all these verses. And I think in 3 months' time, I actually became a Muslim. I discovered that there is actually a God. I was not religious, but I discovered, well, there is a God, there is a book from this God, and this must be the right book. And then I became a practicing Muslim, actually. I started learning prayer. I started having different kind of friends with a different mindset also. So what you see is, well, if you look at me, you don't see an Arabic man or a Turkish, specific Turkish person. You just see a Dutch person, but with a different fundament in it. So the fundaments changed from non-religious to everything I do. Eating, you say Bismillah, or you have a difficulty in your job, you make a dua and you ask Allah for help. you still do the same work, you still do this, you still have your same parents, I still have my brother, I have my sister, but my belief changed, and also my view on the world changed, the view on history, the view on politics, the view on what is important in life. For instance, politics, I did see that Islam was had a very different view from non-Muslims. So they were looking at Islam as something bad, even bad influence. And I thought, how can Islam be bad? Because I'm so happy. I'm trying to do good and trying to be good to my parents, to my neighbors, also for myself. No drinking, no smoking, trying to no stealing, no, just be an honest person. So I thought, how can people think that Islam is something bad? So I started to work on this idea, talking to my friends about how can we change this perspective? How can we work on at least knowing that Muslims can be good, Islam can be very good, and also people make mistakes. So we have to differentiate between Islam and some historic events, and even some people now, you know, that we work towards the good thing. And together with some friends, we actually started also our own political party. And within this political party, we had a few elements. We wanted to normalize the view about Islam, and we wanted to also take some of the elements from Islam, like taking care of each other, looking for welfare, emphasis on education, and also equality within the society. And in this sense, real equality, not thinking that immigrants are, from a different level, but a person is a person is a person. It's just one level of humanity. And we were working to establish this party, and when we started, it was almost like a revolution in the Netherlands. Like, this is the first actual serious party which has their fundaments in Islamic values. And we got a lot of attention from the media as well, asking, why do you want this? What's different? Are you here to establish Islam? I said, no, this is not about establishing Islam. It's about letting you know about the good elements which we can actually give to the society. We are here to stay. We are a serious political party, and we have also very good points to bring to the table.
About Islamophobia, we have some brothers, we have some people over here, like Abbas van Noppen. We have he is part of a Islamic political party. He's a Dutch guy, Muslim, alhamdulillah, converted, and active against Islamophobia and about this sort of kind of problems, So this is very good to mingle in politics, because this is the way to move forward. This is like Islam is not a religion of violence. Just be with people, accept dialogues, have this kind of dialogues with people, and mingle in politics. Because if you want to change something, you need politics. So people like Abbas, this is a perfect example for us, and inshallah we're gonna move forward with this.
So that is actually our political branch. It's a lot of work, but I love it. I mean, it's very, very rewarding as well to have good friends to do this together with. And I think we established a lot of good points actually also in the society. We were able to get a lot of actions also implemented. Next to that, I am a father of 4 children, all boys. My wife is a doctor. I love her very much. She's one of the most fabulous persons in my life. And together we cherish our family and try to bring them also to a higher level. And I work as an ICT project manager. So politics here in the Netherlands, it's not a job which makes you wealthy. So everyone has a normal job as well, and my work is ICT project management. When I became Muslim, actually, it was very difficult for me to understand the difference between culture and Islam, because the people who were my mentors, they also had a background from Morocco or from Turkey, and everybody is teaching me what they find is Islam. So when I was with Moroccans, I found a different kind of Islam than when I was with Turkish families. There's not a huge difference, but there is difference. And even some of the rituals were a little bit different. So for me as a new Muslim, it was very interesting for me to find the difference between what is really Islam about and the Tawheed, so the actual connection between you and God. And I found that I stayed away from too many teachers, and I focused on Quran and Hadith mainly. And I studied that, and I made notes in the Quran, and I went to more books and more books and more books instead of asking more people, because every person just gave me a different kind of answer. And also I found that in the beginning of my Islam, when your knowledge is very small, your Islam is very strict, because you don't know anything. You know, oh, this is haram and this is halal, and you don't know about the gray areas and the nuances of Islam. When we formed a group of people very concerned about the society and the growing Islamophobia in Europe, also in the Netherlands, we thought we have to re-establish these core values, not only for non-Muslims, but also for Muslims. We have to emancipate them, actually, to teach also, not so much to teach them Islam, but to tell them, like, look, we have to also be in politics. It's very important to participate in the society and to give a good example of these core values, and to establish also equality in all these fields. And in the meantime, the political field is where you have a voice, a public voice, to say, look, it's not okay if you focus on the negative sides of what Muslims do, right? And link that with Islam. So one of the things I did together with my friends is When we were new Muslims, we went to the mosque. We had to pray as well, go to Jummah prayer on Friday. And we found that when we go to Turkish mosque, they are very welcome. They are like, oh, enişte, come, we love you, and sit down and drink tea with us. And it's very nice for a new Muslim to see that. So you sit down, you drink tea, but we saw that within 5 minutes or 10 minutes maybe, they switch to Turkish and you just sit and you don't know exactly what to say, but you still feel part of the family. When you go to a Moroccan mosque, it's the same thing. Calm down, we love you, how did you become Muslim? And you sit down and within 5 minutes the language switches to Moroccan, for instance. And we found as new Muslims that this is the Netherlands. We need to have a place where we can be completely ourselves, where we also feel at home. Not only feel welcome, but also feel at home. And there is a difference between the two. So we actually bought our own mosque and established it without any ethnicity. So we said everybody is welcome. We will speak Dutch with each other if you can. If you cannot, you speak your own language. But all our lessons are in Dutch. The khutbah, the Friday prayer, is in Dutch as well, except for obviously the surahs and the du'as, which need to be in Arabic. But we are open for all of the cultures which you see here in Rotterdam. We speak in Rotterdam more than 190 languages, and all of them come to our mosque and they all speak Dutch. So it was amazing what we saw. We saw many people coming in, and also people who were non-Muslims and said, I want to come into your mosque and understand Islam. I said, come, welcome. Women as well, being shy because they don't have a hijab. I said, no, come, don't worry about headscarf or not. Just come and sit with us and we talk about Islam. And we now see that many people convert to Islam. Many people. In our mosque we have, I think, almost 5 new Muslims every week, and sometimes it's even more. And we are a small mosque. So you see what a opening and welcoming way of showing Islam can do actually for a society. And it's not only that people convert to Islam, it's even the police, they come to our mosque and say, how do you do this? How do you have such a very friendly society? So one of the things I wish most is that even though I see Islamophobia is growing, there is a lot of hatred in the world, I still believe that we can work together. And the more we are open, the more we show the beauty of humanity actually, we can work towards peace and make a nice, peaceful, great society. And we thank Allah to make this happen. Also me personally, one of the most beautiful gifts is that I became a Muslim and understand also what Allah is asking from us. Make a good example and be a good person. Alhamdulillah that I'm Muslim.